Yo, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to episode 79 of the Casual Weebs podcast. We have an amazing episode planned today. We're going to be talking about the new generation of anime. This Gachiakuta dropped this episode, the Amo episode. Well, kind of the beginning of that arc, and my god, did it hit. It was so good. They made or animated Amo beautifully. She's like the Harley Quinn, the Jinx type, which is kind of hard to pull off, but when you do, they're always a fan favorite. She's going to dominate. In this past week, a lot has happened. So first of all, let's have a moment of silence for a hero that we lost in the scene, in the space, over the past week. Comics. Comics has been there for a lot of us on our darkest days, on our loneliest nights, even on the good days. It's a place where you can read and enjoy just phenomenal manga and manhwa. It's like family, and it's gone. There are a lot of fake versions of it out there. Do not go to those. Those are just looking for your information. They're scams. It's gone. It's gone, boys. You have to accept it. It's sad, but a little moment of silence.
Rest in peace to a real one.
Hopefully we can get a new site soon. I didn't say that. But with that being said, we talk about the new generation. I saw on TikTok a couple of people were dropping their new gen top 10 MCs. And here's what caught me. I'm not flaming these. Because, it's their own opinion. It's who they like. These lists are absolutely correct because it's their top 10. Right? We're not critiquing them. I just want to talk about this. There's two of them. The first one I saw, it had Chihiro, the Kagurabachi MC. Right? It's Chihiro. I'm going to pronounce it so poorly. I apologize. But that got me excited. I'm like, all right, let's see what this guy's got. Right? He goes number 10, Denji. He goes number 9, Kafka Hibino. Number 8, Belle from the Dungeons, the Flirting with Girls in the Dungeons anime. Number 7, Mob. Number 6, Thorfinn. Number 7, Tanjiro. Number 5, Tanjiro. Did I say 7? Number 4, Ken Kaneki. Number 3, Yuji Itadori. Number 2, Deku. Number 1, Asta. Oh. And I'm like, bro, he's got great taste. I'm like, first of all, don't tease with the Chihiro on the kind of like the beginning cover screen and then not put him in the top 10.
Just completely missing from the list. Like, yeah. Okay, bro.
And putting Asta and Deku up there would be pretty interesting. But then I saw another one, right? This one says honorable mention Chihiro. Okay, so there we go. Like, our boy is at least number 11. You know what I mean? But this person's top 10 was number 10, Gabimaru from Hell's Paradise. Good one. Number 9, Kafka Hibino. Number 8, Will Surflet from Wistoria. Number 7, Shinra from Fire Force. Number 6, Boruto. Number 5, Tanjiro. Number 4, Yuji. Number 3, Deku. Again. Number 2, Asta. And number 1, Denji. So, we're not critiquing these lists, but what would you say is your top 10? So, I want to say this too. Some, MCs on there, I'm like, alright. They seem kind of out of place. They seem kind of like outliers. But other than that, these are very, based, top 10s. Chihiro kind of getting nods. That kind of also shows that Kagurabachi, when it drops, is going to hit. Like, damn.
Yes.
But what would you say is your top 10, new gen MCs?
I would have to, break it down, but that second list, I really like that. Gabimaru is kind of a slept-on pick, and I think some of that is because there's been a lot of time between seasons. Mm-hmm. I'm a huge fan of Rudo. I think Rudo's character's great. I would probably put Denji somewhere, in the bottom, because I think Denji's an awesome character, and, you feel for him, but as, an individual, Denji's, super broken. He had a terrible past. He's not the smartest dude. So, you can empathize with him, but I don't know if I'd put him as, definitely not my number 1. I think Asta and Deku would definitely be on that list. I would probably have Deku lower just because he's a crybaby, but he's still, a legend in that verse. And Asta kind of represents that, super hardworking, is born without magic type trope. And I would kind of put Yuji in that same breath. Yuji doesn't have some crazy technique. I would put Yuji pretty far up there, but again, I read the manga, so kind of biased there. I think Kagurabachi will hit super hard. Jiro's a little edgelord in the beginning, but he definitely gets more badass. I would have him on my list, and maybe definitely Kafka. I feel like Kaji number 8 is massive. And honestly, my personal pick, I would put Shin from Sakamoto Days because his character arc is really good. He's not super overpowered, and Sakamoto Days does have a lot of crazy fucking anime-based abilities, but he's just psychic. You know what I mean? He works off of that. Shin is definitely a personal favorite of mine, so maybe I'll throw him at number 9 or 10.
You know what's kind of crazy? So I'm not making a top 10 right now, but I think Chihiro is top 3 for me. Bro is honestly just so fucking awesome. Gabimaru has got to be top 3 for me as well. I'd probably, if you know me, would take Deku off the list. You know what I mean? But I think that these are great fucking lists. Yuji being top 5, I completely agree with. Denji top 5, completely agree with. I could see Kafka being middle of the pack because I do think Kafka's a solid MC, but I also think, again, you kind of look at these animes where it's kind of solid, but kind of carry, like Denji. You know what I mean? Denji's got a really good supporting cast around him that also kind of makes Chainsaw Man just being a great, well, one of my personal favorite animes. You know what I mean? But what I'm kind of surprised about is that there's some MCs that didn't touch these lists. And I'm going to be honest, too. Both these lists I actually think were really good. Like, watching them, I was surprised, like, seeing some of these picks. I'm like, yo, like, people got some good taste. Like, really much enjoyed it. But we didn't get Okaroon from DanDaDan. I'm not going to lie. Pretty sick character. Like, bro's popping off when he, like, changes, too. Like, he's a beast. I actually, like, really like that. He kind of stays true to himself. He's liked because, like, oh, you have cool interests. But then he kind of has this, like, persona where he's, like, actually, like, pretty fucking cool. He aura farms. The animation with his fights, too, is really, really good. But also, I know it's kind of, like, recent. 2B Hero X, none of them kind of made that top 10.
Ooh.
But also, yeah, like you said, Rudo, I think Gachiakuta, these were kind of made before Gachiakuta really came out. Rudo definitely has to be, like, again, a top 5 pick for me. But these are some great picks. Who would you say is, like, the best, new gen MC out there? It's a really, really tough decision. These top 10s are tough to make because, I mean, we are having some amazing animes drop in this new generation. It is phenomenal. I mean, you can even go, too, and, like, look at, like, Frieren. I mean, Frieren's a sick MC. I mean, she's really funny, super strong. Aura Farms, like, when they were in that maze and she went against her double, fucking sick. Apothecary Diaries, literally, Momo was voted, like, one of the best main characters, I think, of last year. I think she might have won that. You know what I mean? So you have a lot of options, and I feel like when you start looking at the past, new gen animes, you're like, oh my god, completely forgot about him. So I forgot about Godmaro until it was brought up. I'm like, oh my god, that's a phenomenal pick. So let us know who you think is the best new gen MC. I think it is absolutely phenomenal. And also, guys, we've been dropping a lot of content. We just dropped our Demon Slayer Infinity Castle video. Big shout out to Daniel. My guy already watched it. It just dropped today as of this recording. And left a comment saying that they liked the video and that they appreciated that we did not spoil anything from the manga. We just kind of talked about the movie. So if you want to, like, hear about the movie, if you've already seen it, because there is spoilers from the movie, but you don't want spoilers in the future, go check that out. It is awesome. We really appreciate you guys for commenting. It is so much fun, like, talking and interacting with you guys and getting your perspectives, even if they don't agree with ours. You know what I mean? That's the cool thing, is that, like, anime is like art. Like, everyone can get different interpretations or ideas or thoughts about, like, one creation, and it makes for a really cool conversation. So even if you don't agree with us, we still always really appreciate hearing from you guys and kind of getting your takes. Yeah, it's just a lot of fun. So we appreciate it, Daniel. We hope you guys enjoy the Demon Slayer video that's out right now. We are also dropping this week the little preview at the fall season. Let me tell you, a little spoiler here. It's a bit of a short, like, shallower season. Not as much. But I've been messaging you all week, dude. January. Oh my god, it's gonna beat summer. Like we've already known about, like, 8 animes that are like, oh my god, they're dropping new seasons in, like, winter 2020, whatever. In January, and it's like, yo, they're gonna be amazing. And now we're seeing all these sleepers where it's like, yo, these are, like, looking really good. Like, these new premieres that are kind of, like, coming up now, dropping their trailers, and it's like, yo, winter is going to be absolutely insane. So this next little, fall period, we have some heat, we got some good animes coming, but definitely going to be a well-needed break before we get into winter, because it is going to be insane. But anyways, let's talk about one of my favorites, if not my favorite new gen anime, Gachiakuta, bro. They did Amo so well. We kind of brought that up, how they kind of changed her slightly from the manga. It kind of felt like she was more kind of, like, serious, more kind of aura farming. But, like, in this episode, we kind of got all sides of her, and it, like, dude, they nailed her. Like, she is crazy. And I love how unsettled they all are. I mean, you could see that in the animation, because, like, in the manga you're reading it, like, they look visibly, like, confused. Like, bro, we were just having a conversation with her. Like, it was chill. Now she's, like, taking people out. And now she's back to having a conversation. Like, what is going on?
I thought they nailed Amo, which is, like, a very, very big moment for this first season of Gachiakuta. I thought I understood, like, her and definitely her abilities a little bit better after this episode. Seeing it play out in real time, I think, is sometimes easier than, we all know about the reading comprehension devil from Jujutsu and Chainsaw Man. But they did a really good job of not just animating it, but kind of, like, reflecting her different sides, like talking about crushes, and then she gets, like, super sadistic and kind of evil. And I thought it was kind of funny how Engine, like, immediately goes into, like, business mode, and he's like, oh, you want to talk about, like, crushes? That's the price we got to pay. She was like, yeah, no, that's bullshit. Engine's just kind of like, yeah, whatever. But I thought it was really well done, and you're right, they captured kind of, like, everything about her for, like, a phenomenal premiere on a very, very big character. And it was kind of subtle, but Rudo does notice that she has a very important set of boots, because he recognizes the symbol. But, like, it's maybe like a 3 to 5 second, like, clip from that episode while he's going through that flashback. So I was like, ooh. Like, sometimes having read the manga, like, you already know that stuff, but, like, if I didn't, like, it would be easy to miss something like that quick. You know what I mean? So Amo definitely has big implications. Phenomenal premiere. I think people will really, really like her.
Here's the thing I'm kind of like wondering while I was watching it. So in the manga, did they originally show Amo kind of like powering up? Because they kind of show her step up. The aura's popping with like all the red, and it looks really cool. And like then Engine falls. I feel like in the manga, it's been a second, but I feel like Engine kind of just dropped. You know what I mean? And it was kind of like Amo was like, "Oh no, what happened?" You know, and everyone's like, "Yo, did she just do something? Like, what's going on?" You know, but this is kind of more of a tell that she's activating her ability. And I don't think we can go too much into it because they didn't disclose anything yet, so no spoilers until next episode. But I feel like they might have changed that because like they kind of made her be like, "Yo, I'm about to do something cool."
I want to agree with you. I can't remember completely, but they do kind of go over the fact that she's like, "Oh, you can take your masks off because, the toxic gas or whatever she calls it isn't in the castle that she's living in." So they all
Yeah,
get like kind of comfortable, and then she does kind of like touch on that and how she like has a high affinity for smells and
yeah,
can tell people about them based off their smell. So yeah, we'll find out next week, I think, for sure. But I want to say, yeah, maybe that's one of those like anime scenes where it's like a visual representation of like, all right, some shit's about to go down, or a la Goku going Super Saiyan. When he starts screaming and you got the energy, like you're expecting something. So I think maybe that's what that was for him.
yeah. I thought it was sick though. She looked awesome. It's like, oh, here's the moment. You know what I mean? We're all waiting for it. If you like read the manga, like, oh, it's about to go down. Like, let's go. You know what I want to say too? Is that it's kind of like touched on, but it's not like fully brought up yet. I like how Gachiakuta doesn't make it like it's all about the MC. Like he's the only person that exists. You know what I mean? I hate that like right now, like she's like, hey, Amo has another fan, right? Who is it? We end up kind of finding out it's Rudo. He's not like fully kind of like swayed yet, or he kind of was at the end. But like he's starting to see the hallucinations, he's getting these visions, he's like tripping out mentally. I like how like Rudo isn't just like, okay, you're a main character, make you OP, plot armor as fuck, everything revolves around you. You know what I mean? Like, oh, our special chosen boy, you know what I mean? Everything, you're the center of everything. It's like, hey, we built like a really cool world with amazing characters. Everyone's gonna get their moment to shine. There's gonna be moments where Rudo doesn't do anything. There's gonna be moments where Rudo carries, and it's like, yeah, like he is special, he can fuck shit up, and he is insanely strong. Like he is different, and here's him showing it. But then there's other times where Rudo's not in the right. Rudo's doing something he shouldn't. He's on the other side, you know what I mean? He's not like a villain, but like very clearly, like he was one of the people that turned against. It wasn't like, oh yeah, like everyone else turned against and Rudo had to use his powers to, make everyone, come to their senses. It's like, no, like Rudo got, like he fell for it, you know what I mean? He was susceptible to it. He ended up seeing the visions. Chiwa was like back, you know what I mean? Everyone was pissed. I bet seeing her again, like, oh, this chick, bro, get her out. But it's his friends that kind of like need to save him now. I really like that. Like, he's not like the center of attention. He's yes, the main character. He's very much at the center of like the plot. But like, he's not the center of absolutely everything. You're gonna have episodes that revolve around other characters. So I absolutely love that they did that for the scene and like, for this anime.
Yeah, and like it speaks to a bigger point that like the cast is just as important in a
Yeah.
good anime. Look at Demon Slayer. I didn't put Tanjiro on my list, but I think Demon Slayer is really dependent on the Hashira. So you have an
Mm-hmm.
amazing, talented cast, and not any single one of them I think could like one of these upper moons. Gachiakuta kind of feels that way too. You see Engine kind of like put his guard down and kind of the leader of the cleaners, not the boss, but like the leader of that group. He literally gets caught off guard and knocked out in like one blow. So like nobody's too OP. We get to see Tamsi and Zonka kind of like get ready to fight. I thought that was cool. Like we finally get to see a little bit of like Tamsi and the big dude Delman.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. And like I feel like all their abilities are kind of well thought out. Like the gardening hose thing with the water and like you fill up with the water was like, all right, that's like pretty fresh and unique. Um, and like the backstories kind of match. It's not just some like random ability.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool how like they give Rudo a big slice of kind of like the story because obviously he is the MC, but they do a really good job of like kind of giving everybody their time to shine. And we've already kind of seen that. He's had some really big moments and saved Greece and also kind of like been unable to do anything and had to get carried by like Rio, for example.
Mm-hmm. And it's cool too because there's actually like consequences. Like I said, like Rio. I mean, not Rio. Rudo's not always gonna be like the hero, the center of attention, the guy who does it all. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna be on the other side. Like people compared Engine to Gojo. One thing that's like super obnoxious about Gojo is his fucking ego, the narcissism, the fact that he's like, oh my
Yeah.
god, I'm the shit, I'm so cool, I'm the best, I'm so strong, and he never gets punished for it. You know what I mean? It just constantly goes unchecked, and it's like, all right, this guy's kind of a tool. You know what I mean? Like the ladies love him, but it's like, bruh, like sometimes you just kind of wish he gets smacked around. Of course, then the one time you need him, he's fucking useless. Besides the point. Besides the point. But we see, like Engine's kind of like the same way, but like he got called out for it. Like you said, like he kind of showed up. He's like, all right, you just want to talk, you want friends, cool. That's the payment. Awesome. Well, I'll do whatever you want. Just give me what I want. And she's like, yo, like you're just gonna use me like that. You know what I mean? He wasn't like playing to her. You know what I mean? He wasn't like being sympathetic. He wasn't being like really friendly or welcoming or kind. You know, he was kind of just being like, yo, I really don't give a fuck about you. I just want what I want. And he paid the price for it because, you know, she kind of came at him. Bro gets knocked out immediately, and it's like, oh wow, like Engine's human. You know what I mean? Like Engine doing bad things or dumb shit or just being an ass. You know, he's gonna get, you know, he's gonna get called out on it. You know what I mean? He's gonna pay those consequences, pay that price. But I think that that's awesome.
Yeah, it gives him more of like a personality. And to your point on the Gojo, I feel like that was like a huge character theme with him, like being the strongest and kind of like maybe the consequences or feeling alienated because you don't view anybody else as like an equal. Engine maybe isn't like that, but I feel like we still don't know Engine that well yet. Because like even in the manga, we haven't gotten really any of his backstory or like some of the other things about him that have been implied. So very hyped for his like kind of story and everything, but I think they got like one cover page. So it's like one page of like his backstory with zero context. So like I'll be interested to see kind of that aspect of it. But I think, you know, and as we meet more of these characters, Amo, Rudo, Engine, Jabber, like they have really good personalities that lend to like in battle sometimes being problematic, but also like it does kind of help them, which is another like great aspect of Gachiakuta.
Yeah, I can't wait for just more. I can't wait for each week, you know, more and more episodes because I mean, like I said, this is the start of the Amos arc. I will kind of say this without any spoilers. This is where we start to get a lot of lore. This is where shit kind of goes down. You're kind of like, oh wait, what? You know what I mean? Like this is kind of like the story a little bit. You know, things really kind of like heat up, and it's kind of like I feel like this point on, it kind of gets a little ballistic. It kind of goes a little crazy. It's constantly kind of like, again, progressing the plot, finding out stuff about the Watchmen series, dealing with the Raiders. It's like very fast. After this, well, I think the whole series has been fastly paced, and it still feels really good. But like I said, the Amma arc is where that really kind of takes off, and also just becomes like so good. We're gonna get introduced to way more characters. Some of the characters we haven't even been introduced yet are like the fan favorites. You know what I mean? Like Amu's one that people absolutely love, but I ain't gonna spoil it. There's someone coming up that people absolutely adore. He's on the Raiders. That's all I'm gonna say. He's honestly really, really funny. You know exactly who I'm talking about.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean? So I feel like it's really gonna pick up soon, and I cannot wait to see what the anime does with it because you know anime sometimes will add in a little bit more context to kind of like what's going on or some like the plot lines. So I wonder if they're gonna do that with this anime. They've been adapting it very, very well. So I'm just really interested to see how it goes. I'm really excited and my best friend Comics passed away, and I wasn't able to catch up. So I'm kind of just sitting here a little fucked. Kind of hoping that the season, you know, just drops the rest of the season immediately, and then, you know, drop season 2, because I would just want more Gachiakuta. Bro, I've been cut off. I've been cut off. This is what you get, guys. If you have something that you need to do and you're procrastinating, do it. Because you might not get the opportunity later, alright? You never know how good you have it until it's gone.
Words of wisdom right there, bro.
It'll never be the same. Dude, honestly, going back to comics real quick, it was so funny because I literally woke up that morning and I'm like, all right, yo, real quick for the gym, like let's get some Chainsaw Man in, you know what I mean? And it just wasn't working, and I started messaging like 3 or 4 people, and then it was just like I was streaming it, and people were like, yo, dude, it's not up, like it's gone. I heard it's down for good, and you were messaging me like, dude, it actually is gone. I went on TikTok after stream, everyone's just like, comics is gone. What are we gonna do?
Dude, I literally saw something on social media about it, and it was like, oh, it got shut down. Like immediately run to the save tab on my phone, and like it just wouldn't load. Tried later in the day, and it was like, damn, rest in peace. It really did get taken down. Which I feel like a lot of like streaming and like manga sites like that. I mean, yeah, you're pirating it. I feel like they've come extra hard, really, since like the end of Jujutsu Kaisen's manga for like the leaks and people posting stuff. So I feel like they've been more aggressive. So hopefully we get another iteration of the comics team under a different name, maybe. But yeah, very, very sad day.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys don't know what we're talking about either, like I said, it was all over TikTok and YouTube, but people like genuinely like upset. Like this does really suck because not only was there a large catalog of like manga and manga that you could enjoy, but it was a community. It really was because something we brought up, you know, Crunchyroll fucked up, is that comics had a comment section. So whenever you go to these series, you get to like talk and interact with people like in the comments at the end of each of these chapters, which is always just so much fun, and it really does make such a massive difference. So yeah, people are really upset. It was an amazing site, really well made too, and again, having a comment section where you're constantly like interacting with people and you have like a genuine community built of people who just absolutely love those manhwas, these series, you know, it sucks. So yeah, we gotta find another way how to catch up, and there's like a million other series too. Like, bro,
Right.
Kagurabachi, Gokurakugai, Chainsaw Man, My Bias Gets the Last Train. Like, dude, it's just
That
like,
was the first thing I thought of, bro. It was like, no, like, because you can find a lot of that stuff like relatively easily or like through Reddit or something. But
yeah,
my bias is a little more niche, man. I was that was the first manhwa and manga that I thought of.
dude, it's rough. So hopefully you guys, I can't say. Hopefully you guys find a replacement. But hey, rest in peace to go. But let's get into DanDaDan. DanDaDan, this episode I think was fucking phenomenal. The last episode. Who told us about this? Who said that they could do this? Who gave them permission to end the goddamn series season already? Like season 2 is over. Season 1 technically is now over. I did not realize it was episode 12. Like what these episodes snuck up on us so quick.
Dude, and it's been such a busy season. Like it was easy to kind of lose track and like, certain things started like a week or two before other animes. So like it was definitely easy to get off track. I thought it was an excellent kind of season finale, but in typical Dan fashion, just the way they kind of did season one, like you're left on a pretty big cliffhanger with
Mm-hmm.
yet another like very big emotional moment that who knows how long we'll have to wait to get the next season, but really, really good.
An
I thought it was
emotional
a really
moment. Fucking poor
yeah, it's a
Momo.
dude, it's such a great moment in a way for Ken, but yeah, you hate to see it for Momo. And I kept seeing people all over like Instagram and TikTok and stuff be like, when the house blows up, she's like, everyone's like, yeah, Ira was in there like throwing up in the bathroom. She just blew the house up. I was like, oh shit, I didn't even think of that. Like that was kind of funny and subtle, but yeah, hopefully Ira's okay.
I didn't realize. No, no, there's no fucking shot. That's real. Iris just in the bathroom throwing up, and Momo blows up the whole house. Dude.
I was dying, dude. I thought that was so funny. Like, hopefully at the start of this next episode, whenever we do get it, we get like a little throwback to that because that was pretty funny. Like noticing that after the fact.
Yeah, Ira just like pops up like, yo, what the fuck? Bro, that is so messed up. I cannot believe people caught that. Yo, people are on it, bro. I don't know if I just like don't pay attention or if I'm just chilling. I'm just having the greatest time because I'm watching anime. How can you not be happy? But I completely missed that. And I missed the whole thing with Demon Slayer. I'm not gonna say it here just in case you haven't seen the movie, but there's something that didn't happen in the movie that should have, and people caught it, and I'm like, bro, how did I not revolving Zenitsu? You know what I mean? Like, how did we not catch that? That was absolutely insane. So people were just on it today or this week. I feel like, or maybe I'm slacking, but that's hilarious. That is so funny. But what's insane though is that like we're already getting a new character. Like, bro, we just got the one dude. Or tell me we have somebody else now. Like they're introducing a lot of people to us. It kind of makes me feel like it's gonna be again. This is not really like a one for one comparison, but kind of like One Piece esque, where you just have a massive crew of people, or like Blue Lock. You know what I mean? Because like
Hmm.
the amount of time that is between like new characters is low key insane. Like this cast is pretty huge, and it seems like for consistent people. Because I don't think this kaiju chick's going anywhere. I think she's a part of the main cast. It's not like oh I'll pop in and out like the one guy who like boxes. I forget the alien's name. There's way too many names, but you know what I mean.
Mantis Man.
Yeah, the Mantis Man. You know what I mean? Like I think that she's actually gonna be kind of like Ira, like Gigi, you know, and kind of like stay like that. So we're getting introduced to a shitload of people. I'm shocked. I'm not gonna remember anybody's name, but I'm surprised and I'm actually hyped because so far they've been killing it. And also very glad. Thank you, DanDaDan. They actually changed her outfit in the anime to not be like as revealing, which I low key think is a little bit better because I feel like some people are getting annoyed with fan service in anime, and I feel like the change wasn't major, but I feel like it's just one of those things where it's kind of like, all right, it's not something that people can complain about because like Fire Force, we talk about Fire Force all the time. Like Fire Force is like a pretty solid anime. It has like its pros, it also has its cons, and its cons are what's always being talked about. If an anime is too fan servicey, people will
Ooh.
only talk about that. So the fact that DanDaDan kind of took that and was kind of like, hey, let's kind of swerve around this. You know what I mean? It kind of made it so there's not a talking point for people to constantly harp on, which I kind of think is sick. And it's not like a huge difference. And she seems like a cool character.
Yeah, dude, and like to your point, I just looked it up. Like it's a very subtle change, but
Yeah.
yeah, there's just like way less skin being revealed, and like I'm totally fine with that. It doesn't really add or detract from her character, but
Mm-hmm.
in a way, like yeah, it is a little I think more appropriate because in like every anime, like most of these kids are like fucking 15, 16. So yeah, not opposed to that. I think Dan does kind of like have some fan service, but it's
Oh
not
yeah.
like not too crazy. It's not, Fire Force esque in a way, but I think she'll be a cool character. I thought it was really awesome. We had talked about it kind of like, Ken used to get made fun of and bullied for like believing in aliens and like the occult stuff. Now he's got like a whole group of like psychic, crazy power alien friends now. and gets his first kiss from, an alien baddie. You love to see it, dude. But yeah,
Not his
obviously
first
feel bad for
kiss.
him.
Momo was his first kiss. Let's not forget about that.
Yeah, like accidentally or whatever, like they walk into each
Yeah.
other. Okay, so like second, more intentional kiss, we'll say. Yeah, Ken kind of building a harem. You called this a few weeks ago.
Hmm.
My man is like pulling him in. But I thought that was kind of like a funny moment and kind of shows you how far in, I guess, 24 episodes or 2 seasons, whatever you want to call it, like
Hmm.
how far Ken has kind of progressed. But also, yeah, it feels like the story's really about to take off because I know there's other characters introduced, but this is one of the few manga I haven't spoiled yet, so I'm not quite sure how she fits in. But I can't imagine them introducing like an alien girl or a kaiju girl, and that she's not like like a mainstay in that main circle.
And you know what's like really cool about her being introduced is that like okay, I thought that the new guy would get Ken's nut. You know what I mean? So like, how is he gonna get powers? Like everyone who's introduced, who's brought in, becomes stupid OP and is very strong, right? So I'm like, oh, they're going after his one, golden nut. Like I guess this guy's gonna get it, and he's become, supercharged. He's gonna become like the evil eye, right? How Gigi just got powers.
Mhm.
So I'm like, all right, bet she gets it. You know what I mean? And I feel like she's just gonna keep it because it seems like no one's taking away anybody's powers. So it kind of makes sense. She's gonna have it. She's gonna be powerful. Be this kaiju, right? It also just makes more sense now because they stay on track or organized when it comes to you like this. This is your thing. It's gonna be your identity, right? Like Momo believed in spirits, so her powers kind of revolve around spirits, while Ken's are more around like aliens. You know what I mean? I think this guy is going to be more with like robots. That's his thing, right? He's sci-fi. He's like, oh, I prepared my whole life for this, and it shows him like on roller coasters. He's like, I won't get motion sick, and he, by the way, he lights it up. Like he does a great job. Like he came in
Yeah,
clutch. Like he went to work on that kaiju. But I feel like moving forward, he's not gonna have powers. He's gonna have that. I feel like they're gonna use that nanotech from the house and build him a suit, and that's gonna be like his like fighting strength because it's way more on brand for him too. You know what I mean? So I think that that's something that's cool that the kaiju chick kind of clarified or like cleaned up. It seems.
yeah, no, you're definitely spot on with that, and I think DanDaDan does that pretty well. It was cool to kind of like see the kid with the glasses, kind of take that angle, and like it was teased a little bit like 2 and 3 episodes ago with the whole like sci-fi
Mm-hmm.
magazine and stuff like that. So like it would totally make sense that that's kind of the basis of his power. But everybody kind of has a lane. It's not like everybody's just got psychic powers or they're like similar to Momo or Ken, which makes it way more unique and enjoyable. So it'll be interesting to see how like other characters kind of fit in, or if we go back to some of the like the races we've seen in previous episodes as far as villains, like the crazy looking people. Obviously, we got the lizard lady thing from the GG arc. So feels like DanDaDan's like super wide open and then kind of do whatever with it. But that's kind of how it's been so far. Like you get like smaller arcs, but they do it really well where it doesn't feel like rushed or incomplete.
Yeah, I think it seems really good. I've been really enjoying it, and like I said, we're getting like a lot of twists and turns too, where it's like, damn, like I didn't expect that at all. Like with this kaiju fight, I mean, it was like pretty hard to like predict or stay ahead of. You know what I mean? Because it just kind of threw so many twists in there. Like I did not expect it was gonna be like, oh yeah, by the way, it's a costume. Undo the zipper, and oh, it's an alien. It's like, wait, what the fuck? You know what I mean? But it's so cool too because it constantly prolongs it. It's something we brought up a couple episodes ago where it's like, dude, because you have like so many different things, it's not just about aliens, it's not just about spirits, it's not just about sci-fi, it's about everything and it's constantly growing. You can go on with DanDaDan for decades. Like there's no way that you like there's like, oh, we ran out of content, we ran out of material. That'll never happen, you know what I mean? Unless you catch up to the manga. Like they have so many different things to play with, and I think that that is so cool, and it kind of just like keeps you on your toes, you know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's like I don't think DanDaDan like you're not gonna be able to predict it. You know what I mean? You're just gonna be like, all right, like, you have the reins, sir. You take me where you want me. You know what I mean? Because like, it's insane. So I think DanDaDan is like low key a little slept on. That might be a bit of a hot take, but I feel like with DanDaDan constantly being a controversy, the amount of lawsuits, people complaining about it, I feel like it's better than people let on. I think it is honestly a solid anime.
Dude, I totally agree. I don't like really do the math or like compare viewership or like the
Mm-hmm.
ratings of the episodes and stuff because it's good. I'm gonna watch it regardless.
Yeah.
And then I do feel like it's kind of slept on, but there is like a big inundation of like really good anime right now. Like you went from like JJK and Spy Family being huge. Now it feels like Kaiju number 8 is kind of like taking the reins. Gachiakuta's blowing up. I feel like DanDaDan is definitely popular, but then you get a Demon Slayer movie. You get like JJK season 3, and I feel like
Yeah.
it's constantly like something grabbing your attention. So yeah, maybe it does feel a little slept on, but I still think DanDaDan is kind of one of those like more popular new gen animes.
I mean, I also think it's just mad funny. Like Gigi and the Evil Eye have
Yeah,
me absolutely dying. Momo is hilarious. Ira's hilarious. And what's cool is that they're not just funny. They're not just funny fodder, right? Because they're low key all a little dim, right? Which is relatable. I love dim people, right? But like then they pop off, and it's like, oh my god, like they are so fucking cool. Like it is awesome. And going back to that, I actually just checked because I don't really look at that stuff either. DanDaDan is on Crunchyroll a 4.9 with 246,000 reviews. To be fair, compared to Kaiju, that's 302. So it's kind of like right on par with Kaiju. Let's go to another one that's like okay, Apothecary Diaries, right? That's 302 as well. That's what people were saying were like a contender for anime of the year. Let's is Solo Leveling up here? Can we like see where that's at? Because that might be pretty close too. I mean, like it is really popular and it is rated really high too. So I guess like I maybe only see the bad stuff. You know what I mean? 224 and a 4.8 for Blue Lock. So it seems like it's doing better than that. But while I was here on Crunchyroll too, looking at this, Gachiakuta in its premiere in 11 episodes has 120,000 reviews and it's at a 4.9. That's incredible. Like absolutely incredible. I feel like a lot of these series that have like those insane numbers. Because if you guys aren't like familiar with the channel, we talk about a lot of animes, to be honest, that are below 20k reviews. Like we really kind of get in the trenches and kind of like look at like a lot of the unknown animes. So like these numbers are absurd, and to get them this quick is insane. I feel like like Kaiju for example didn't hit those numbers until after the first season, until after like it really kind of spread and gave people time. You know what I mean? Like already, it's competing already. Like that's insane, bro. Like absolutely,
Yeah,
Superhero X.
I feel like Gachiakuta, and maybe this is just because of like my feed on like Instagram and other socials and stuff. The promotion for Gachiakuta was like really high. And like I know the band that did the intro, so like of course you're gonna get like fed certain information about it. Um, but I thought they did a really good job of like preparing people for it outside of the manga. Because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of well, I shouldn't say a lot of people because a lot of people do read, but most people I feel like wait for like the season to come out and watch it, and then maybe they'll dive into the manga, or you've already read the source material, but I feel like there's probably more anime watchers than like both. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I had kind of spoiled the manga and like really got into it. Art is amazing. But I feel like they did a good job of promoting strictly the anime.
Well, I mean, I also feel like I'm like this cringe anime cockroach that kind of just weasels his way around to find about this stuff. To be fair, it takes time for people who really don't follow anime to find out about the anime. You know what I mean? It takes time.
True.
Like after that first season drops and everyone's talking about it. Oh, and now it's nominated for an award. Oh, what's that anime? It's about to be anime of the year. Oh, let me check that out. You know what I mean? Like it takes time. Like I've never known like a casual who didn't start watching until after the season ended, just because they never like knew about it. You know what I mean? It's hard to figure that stuff out unless you're like a degenerate and you're like you have your pulse on the industry. You know what I mean? And you're really trying to find them. Another, and then we can move on, thing I found interesting, because like I said, well, I don't look at this stuff either, so now looking at it for the first time is actually pretty interesting. Two that are really kind of surprised me. To Be Hero X, phenomenal series. You haven't seen it. We dropped a whole bunch of episodes on the series. It is a 4.8 with 62k reviews, which to be fair for a first season and like actively coming out is good, but 62k compared to all these. Solo Leveling. How many reviews do you think Solo Leveling has? At a 4.9 by the way, which is incredible. If you see anything with a 4.9 on Crunchyroll, watch it. It's goated. I'm just saying. But what do you think? How
I'm gonna
many
get
reviews?
somewhere in like the I'm gonna get somewhere in like the 400s.
The 400s. Close, close. 870,000.
Oh my god, that's
Dude.
fucking crazy. Which like the duality of Solo Leveling being like a Korean manhwa and not necessarily having like that direct translation, and To Be Hero X being Chinese and being like not nearly as popular.
Mhm.
I feel like Solo Leveling's got like games and has like a way bigger promotion and budget. Um, but To Be Hero X was sensational. And yeah, it probably hasn't gotten as much recognition as like somebody like you or I would
Mhm.
give it. But that's really interesting. That is crazy, bro.
Dude, like, and that's the thing. I maybe we do another video where we talk more in depth about this. But it's like, is Solo Leveling going to be the next Attack on Titan when it in the aspect of being a household name that like everyone kind of knows about? That it's not like you need to know about anime to kind of know about it. Because one thing that we constantly bring up is that throughout the year we get introduced to amazing series that we're like, hey, this could be like nominated for Anime of the Year, and we kind of like have been talking, pretty frequently about the Anime of the Year category. And one thing we bring up is like we talk about the nominations, right? It's hard to pick who's going to win it because there's been multiple series that have dropped this year that honestly make a really good case for Anime of the Year that I think personally are phenomenal animes that are just 10 out of 10s. You cannot deny the impact Soul Leveling has and how many people watch it. You know what I mean? That's something I've always brought up. I think that there are seasons that dropped this year that are way better than Soul Leveling Season 2. Soul Leveling Season 2, though, the sheer amount of people that have watched it is insane. I mean, it crashed the servers for I think 6 or 7 weeks straight. You know what I mean? Every episode dropping, forget watching anime that day. Crunchyroll's down. It's its day of rest. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? So that also goes to show just how insane Solo Leveling is. 800 plus, almost a million fucking reviews only on Crunchyroll. By the way, people watch it other places.
Yeah, dude, that is insane. That's definitely got to be probably the like most viewed new gen anime. And again, it would be cool to do a video and kind of see people's opinions or like a broader community look at like what is really popular and to like what degree.
Yeah.
Solo Leveling is sensational, but yeah, even if you don't like it, for it to like completely dominate Crunchyroll for like half of a season, I think is really impressive and just speaks to its like popularity. And yeah, like the day it comes out, people are literally running to Crunchyroll to watch the episode.
Yeah, and one thing I just looked up to kind of like to kind of like I guess add to your point or to contradict your point. I was like, all right, you're saying it's one of like the most viewed new gen animes. One of the most talked about, in my opinion, is probably My Hero Academia, which is now coming to a close. If you want to consider it new gen, so like, all right, how much does My Hero Academia have? It's been around, right? It has time to get reviews. 4.7, 317K. That's how
Wow.
much Solo Leveling lapped it. Like that is impressive. The last one I'm gonna look up is Jujutsu Kaisen. Like, okay, Jujutsu Kaisen is 570. Yeah, it is probably to your point. You're probably 100% correct. It is probably the most reviewed or viewed new gen anime. Solo Leveling is. That's absolutely absurd. That's insane.
That is wild,
570K.
dude.
That is wow. That just kind of goes to show, bro. Solo Leveling, it's there. Like we might have to have a deeper conversation about that. Like Solo Leveling might actually be like a household name, kind of like the new version of Attack on Titan.
Dude, I totally agree with you, and for good reason. It's very good. I think they really stepped up season two compared to season one. So like you're getting a good rapport with like the audience.
Mm-hmm.
Season two was phenomenal, and yeah, season one won Anime of the Year, controversial or not. You know what I mean? It was still super popular. I think season two will probably do the same thing, but we'll get
Mm-hmm.
into that as the time approaches.
Oh
But yeah, I definitely
yes.
agree with you. It'll be a household name for sure. It'll definitely be top like two or three most popular, kind of like Demon Slayer is right now.
Yeah, I mean, Demon Slayer is absolutely insane. The amount of money it's making is insane. Bro, I saw a thing, right? And people were confused by this. So, I don't know the exact numbers. It was a Japanese report, right? Like, the Rize arc, the Chainsaw Man movie just dropped. And it's like, oh, on day 3, Chainsaw Man made, in its first 3 days, made like 3.8 million, right? On the 64th day. Not saying from day 1 to day 64, just on this 64th day, this singular day, on the 64th day, Demon Slayer made 1.8 in Japan.
That's
64 days have
crazy,
passed,
bro.
and it's still making over $1 million a day. That's how grossly popular it is. People were like confused, like, oh, I thought like Demon Slayer made like worldwide like records, like broke world records, and people are like, no, 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 you misread it. Like it's not a translation error. It's not in the first 64. It's the 64th day. They are still making millions. That is insane, bro. It's insane.
It just goes to like kind of show you people's appetite for anime is at an all-time high, and
Mm-hmm.
people have definitely gone to see this movie two, three times, different friends or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of speaks to how much people want out of it. And I saw the Crunchyroll CEO like today or yesterday was like the appetite for Demon Slayer is insanely high. Like we want to make sure we get these movies out like swiftly and promptly to keep people coming back and like keep the popularity up. But obviously you don't want to rush a good thing because we want the next two movies to be even better than Infinity Castle. So
Yeah.
like they're definitely paying attention to it, and yeah, obviously shows they're making probably hundreds of millions of dollars.
And it's tough too. It's like both sides, right? It's like you take your time, right? Do it right, do it right, right? Do it justice. Don't fuck it up. Don't rush it. At the same time, though, speed is kind of the essence. Because one thing that I just saw that low key pissed me off, and I know it was going to piss you off. I was thinking about sending it to you. The official trailer for that Fate series, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
You
Crunchyroll,
motherfucker.
Crunchyroll just dropped it like 3 days
For the
ago.
second episode, for just episode two. And they also lied. They said it would come out in 2025, and it's the beginning of 26.
Yeah,
But I digress.
if you guys aren't sure what we're talking about, Fate, I think it's like Fake Strange is I think it's called. It was like, oh yeah, it's gonna drop this series. It looked very very good. It looked amazing. Like what 2 seasons ago? Like it was like at the beginning of the year I think. And they
Yeah,
dropped a singular episode. We're like, yo, this episode looks really good. Like this seems like it's gonna be very interesting. Like I cannot wait for more. And then the next week we're like, where's the next episode? We got to that, dude. Where's the second episode? Oh, they just dropped the first one. The rest of the season is going to come sometime in 2025. Boys, what? Now we're being told, by the way, episode 2 is now in January of 2026. Like, way to flop, bro. And now they're dropping a trailer. The official teaser or trailer for episode 2 just got dropped on Crunchyroll's YouTube channel, and it's like, bro, you gotta drop it. If you guys haven't seen it, check out the trailers. It looks really, really good. It looks insane, and then you kind of realize why we're kind of upset, because you're like, yo, this looks awesome. I have to wait till 2026. Imagine at the beginning of the year watching that being, oh, I'm locked in, I'm ready, and then just being like, yeah, no, next year, bud. Be patient.
Dude, we were heated when that like those first couple weeks after the
Mm-hmm.
first episode dropped, and it was like kind of silent about it. I get, yeah, you want to do a good job and bring stuff out quickly at the same time, but that was a tough look. And to be dropping a trailer for like not the premiere episode of a season, I'm like, all right, that's kind of suspect. But hopefully it's good. The series does look sensational.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a lot of like Fate lore kind of wrapped up into this season, so I think that's cool, especially if you're a fan of the series. I would check it out, but yeah, definitely frustrating to see that trailer for sure.
Maybe if we're lucky, we're gonna get an episode a year. That'll be great. Maybe in like 2040, we'll have like the full thing out. That'd be awesome. You know what I mean? Because I swear to
Casual
God,
13-year series.
dude. And you know what's crazy? Like not like in all seriousness, I'm actually glad that they're doing this, because Fate's always known to like dominate when it comes to animation. It's a really good story that's always very complex, kind of hard to keep up with. But when you get the hang of it and kind of like someone explains certain things, it's really enjoyable to watch. So I'm glad that they are taking their time with it. But you shot yourself in the foot, because guys, like I said, a video's coming out later this week where we're going to be talking about the preview of what is coming out in the fall season. Now, it is a slower season, which is why when we do a check-in video, like 3 or 4 weeks in, and we're like, hey, here's kind of the stuff that came out of the woodwork, came out of nowhere and just is killing it. That's going to be a more important video. But it's going to be really nice because the fall season is going to be a nice little break, because the summer season was absolutely packed. A lot of us probably have missed a lot of these series. I know I have to go back and watch The Water Magician and a couple of others that were just really good. Cleavitas, I didn't see that yet. I want to see that as well. So fall is
True.
literally the season of literally catching up. But January, when this is supposed to like resume, it is going to be unbelievably stacked. Like if you go on like certain like websites, like my anime list is great. It's going to show you a lot of like heavy hitters, animes that are like, oh my god, finally we're getting new seasons. This is going to be absolutely incredible. Like 8 of them. Like okay, that'll compete with the summer season. Oh, we're getting so many like little teasers and trailers of like these lower key animes that are like looking really good. Like there's one romance anime, the you probably know if you read the manga, that looks really, really good. It's a romance, a rom com about this dude who smokes with this girl behind the grocery store. It's something. The title is
Yeah,
listed
yeah.
around that. That looks really, really good. I heard it's hilarious too. I heard it's amazing and it's gonna like dominate. I'm pretty sure that's coming in January. There's another kind of sleeper that is like being a hero is a punishment. So if you get caught with a crime and like you're going in for sentencing, it's like, oh yeah, you have to join the military and be a hero and fight this like demon lord's army. You know what I mean? It's a punishment. Again, it's so cool how you take one idea of like a hero, and instead of just making hero animes where it's like, oh yes, the hero, the good guy, it's like, no, we're gonna have like 2B Hero X, where we show like the villainous side, the corruption side, the greed side of heroing. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the boys, but an anime. And now we're seeing another one where it's like, it's a punishment. You know what I mean? It's like prison time. It's like, oh fuck, I'm this month's hero. Damn it.
No, you're totally right. And like I feel like every season we've kind of picked up at least one, if not more, animes that were like kind of slept on, or we'll do like some of our sleeper series, and they're always really, really
Mhm.
enjoyable. Like it doesn't have to be some super big budget, map of production for it to like have a great story. And just with how busy it is and how many big names we've had this year, yeah, it's kind of easy to overlook stuff or like watch it in a season like fall that's maybe a little slower. Because we get a lot of 24 episode animes this year too, which is
Yeah.
kind of uncommon. Maybe a little more common now, but yeah, it'll be a good time to catch up. I think there's a lot of really cool stuff out, and yeah, like you were kind of saying earlier, it's easy to miss stuff if you don't have like maybe a social media feed tailored for it, or you're kind of like looking around my anime list, or and even Crunchyroll doesn't do a good job of like saying like, hey, in 2 weeks this is premiering, unless it's like, yeah, fucking Kaiju or Jujutsu Kaisen. I already knew that was coming out.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, unless you like have certain spaces reserved for that information, it is kind of easy to miss some of that. But to your point, TikTok is a really, really good source. And yeah, you'll find a lot of gems on there. But hopefully fall will give us some of them, and then we can also catch up on stuff, because I heard Clevitis was really good.
Yeah, same.
And there's always gems throughout pretty much every season.
People are saying it got announced for season 2 and they're really excited about it. Like I tried watching the first episode, but it was hard. Because I was trying to catch up on so many different like at the start of the season. Just watch absolutely everything. Because like I said, we do a check-in video. Like 3 or 4 weeks in. So I try to watch absolutely everything the first 3 or 4 episodes of each season, to make sure I don't miss anything for you guys. And when Clevitis is dropping, hour-long eps, it's like, bro, like I gotta, you know what I mean? It's a bit tougher. Same thing with Lord of the Mysteries. That's something I cannot
Yes.
wait to go back and dive into. So definitely keep an eye out for those videos. And like you said. I'm just saying, it is kind of promo. You should check out our preview videos and our check-in videos, because I don't know any site that actually is good at delivering that stuff, because even my anime list fucking sucks. It leaves so many things out, so many things, like 2B X wasn't even on my anime list when we're looking for it. There's so many animes that like we're like looking forward to. We're like, dude, my anime list doesn't have it on there. It misses a lot, and it also is like very spotty with release dates in studios. So, just saying, we do try to get everything. You know, we try to like look on my anime list, a couple of other sites, TikTok, YouTube, and try to compile a list and, you know, try to deliver you guys the sauce, because listen, we don't gatekeep it here. We share it. It is for everybody. We are the Robin Hood of anime. No, but like seriously,
True that.
there's so much great stuff out there, and you always want to put people on amazing stuff because it gets them more and more into anime. This is amazing, and like I said, in the beginning of the episode, I really do look at it like it's an art form. It is incredible, and again, the more you get people into it, the better it is for anime, right? The more money that gets into it, the more that they can then do, and then I'm white as fuck, bro. It's like my camera doesn't know. It's like, bro, you're transparent, bro. It's the lighting. I'm sorry. I apologize. It's been a long day. But anyways, speaking of it's been a long day, it has been. It's been an amazing week of anime. We have a phenomenal week coming up. It was so fun talking about the new generation of anime this episode. I mean, it looks so promising. But next week is also going to be amazing to talk about, because we're going to get more into Kaiju 8. All of the number weapons are on the playing field. Shit is about to go down. I'm excited. Gachiakuta is going to pop off next week. You just wait. And then even we're going to get back into Togen Anki. It is going to be a lot of fun. Anime is killing. Is there anything you want to add before we kind of clock out here?
I felt like Kaiju and Togen Anki were like really set up episodes, or kind of like Kaiju's preparing like and hyping up and building up like all these numbered weapons and kind of the next attack. On Kaiju number 9 was some of the like high level Kaijus that we were seeing. Sick designs, by the way, for some of them. Evil Shinomiya, like, oh, okay. And then Togen Anki, very funny. Like, they do a good job of making those characters like real high school kids. Like, they're always, you know, they're always making fun of the white haired guy because the girl like wants to live with him and stuff. And they're like, oh yeah, some men drown while other men die of thirst. Like, I thought it was super funny how they keep that like lightness to it. But another kind of like, you know, what was his name? Subakiri. After the Subakiri fight, that was kind of like his right-hand man's backstory, how it kind of plays into his. Cool, but like definitely setting us up for what's to come kind of in the second half of this 24-episode season. So everything is popping off. Can't wait for, you know, the check-in video and see kind of what's up next. And yeah, just keep enjoying these longer-running animes.
Yeah, that's what like you kind of brought up. You know, some of these animes are kind of getting ready to come to a close, like Kaiju 8. But other ones are kind of getting ready to go into their second phase, their second part. I mean, Gachiakuta and Anki, it's going to be amazing because we have so many more episodes to look forward to, as they both have 24-episode seasons. So we hope you guys are ready. We hope you guys are locked in. We hope you guys are enjoying, because there's so much incredible anime out there. And it's not even like glazing, that's not even sugarcoating or like exaggerating. Like, there really is just like, you can't like go on any anime site and not find something that's a genuine gem. That's like a really good 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, or even a 10 out of 10 anime. It's really hard to like not be able to find any. So we hope you guys are enjoying. That is it. Later, guys. You guys have a great week.